My child, pause for a moment and listen. This message has found you for a reason. Not everyone will hear these words, but you have been chosen to receive them. There is a reason your spirit feels unsettled, a reason you have been searching for answers in the quiet hours of the night. This is not a message for the crowd, nor for the curious who pass by. This is for you, and you alone. You are being called to attention, not by chance, but by divine appointment. There is a sacred urgency in the air, a gentle but unmistakable alarm ringing in the depths of your soul. You have sensed it, a subtle unease, a whisper that something is not as it should be. You have felt the weight of invisible hands reaching into your life, draining what you have worked so hard to build. You are not imagining it. There is a hidden force at work, quietly bleeding your resources, your energy, your peace. You may have tried to explain it away, to reason with yourself that it is just a season, just a string of bad luck, just the way things are. But deep down, you know there is more. You know that something unseen is moving beneath the surface, and you are right to be alert. This is not a warning meant to frighten you, but to awaken you. There is a difference between living in fear and living in awareness. Fear paralyzes, but awareness empowers. Today, you are being invited to step out of confusion and into clarity, to move from helplessness to holy discernment. You are not alone in this. Even now, you are surrounded by a presence greater than the problem. Archangel Michael stands watch over you, sword drawn, shield raised, ready to defend what is rightfully yours. You are not defenseless, nor are you abandoned. The very fact that you are hearing these words is proof that heaven is intervening on your behalf. There is a reason you have been restless, a reason you have felt the sting of loss and the ache of uncertainty. The divine is sounding an alarm, not to shame you, but to save you. Not to condemn, but to cover. You may wonder, why me? Why now? Because you are precious, and what you carry is valuable. The enemy does not target what is empty, he seeks to steal from those who are rich in purpose, rich in promise. You are being called to open your eyes, to see what has been hidden in plain sight. There is a trap set for you, but there is also a way of escape. The difference between loss and restoration is a single moment of awareness. This is that moment. You are being given a chance to reclaim what is slipping away, to close the door to the unseen drain, to step into a new season of protection and provision. The alarm is not meant to startle you, but to stir you. You are being awakened to the truth that you are not powerless, that you are not destined for defeat. There is a path forward, and you are being guided to it now. Listen closely, for what comes next will reveal the hidden mistake that has been costing you more than you realize. The answers you have been seeking are within reach, but you must be willing to see with new eyes. This is your invitation to step out of the shadows and into the light of divine wisdom. The alarm is sounding, not to signal the end, but to announce a new beginning. Stay with me, my child, for what is about to be revealed will change everything. My child, there is a reason this message has reached you at this very moment. You may feel as if you have been wandering in a fog, uncertain of what is happening beneath the surface of your life. But heaven's timing is never random. This warning arrives now because the window for intervention is narrowing. You are being protected, even as you read these words, but the time to act is drawing near. There is a gentle urgency in the air, not the panic of chaos, but the steady call of wisdom. You are not being rushed, but you are being awakened. You may sense the difference between the stillness of peace and the pressure of delay. The divine does not move in fear, but in perfect order. Right now, you are being given a sacred opportunity to see what others cannot see, to step into a place of safety before the door closes. The trap that has been set for you is not yet fully sprung, but it is tightening. This is not to frighten you, but to remind you that you are not powerless. You are being given a chance to move from vulnerability to victory, from confusion to clarity. Feel the presence that surrounds you now. Archangel Michael and his angels are near, their wings forming a shield around your life. You are not alone in this battle. Even when you have felt isolated, even when the world has seemed indifferent to your struggle, you have been watched over with fierce love. The comfort of angelic protection is not a distant hope, it is a present reality. You are being held, even as you are being called to rise. But protection is not passive. The angels can only shield what you are willing to surrender. You must choose to open your eyes, to heed the warning, to take the steps that will secure your blessing. The comfort of their presence is real, but so is the need for your response. This is the moment to move from waiting to acting, from hoping to discerning. The window is closing, but it has not yet shut. There is still time, but not forever. You may feel the tension between comfort and urgency, between the safety of what you know and the risk of stepping into the unknown. Let that tension move you, not freeze you. The divine is not asking you to run in fear, but to walk in wisdom. You are being invited to partner with heaven, to align your actions with the protection that is already being offered. This is why the warning comes now, because you are loved, because your future matters, because what you carry is too precious to lose. The timing is not accidental. It is mercy. It is love in motion. You are being given a chance to change the outcome, to close the gap before it becomes a wound. So breathe in the comfort of angelic presence, but do not let it lull you into complacency. Let it give you the courage to act. The next steps you take will determine what you keep and what you lose. You are not alone, but you are needed. The window is closing, but you still have time. Will you answer the call? My child, let us pause here and name what your heart has been carrying in silence. There is a quiet ache that has followed you, a sense that something precious is slipping through your fingers. You have watched your resources dwindle, your efforts seeming to vanish into thin air, and you have wondered if you are cursed, if you are simply unlucky, or if you are missing something everyone else can see. The confusion has been heavy, like a fog that will not lift. You have tried to be wise, to budget, to plan, to pray, and yet the numbers do not add up. The more you try to hold on, the more it seems to slip away. You are not alone in this ache. Many have felt the sting of invisible loss, but few have the courage to admit it. You have felt the anxiety rise in your chest as bills come due, as opportunities pass by, as you watch others seem to prosper while you struggle just to keep up. There is a deep frustration in doing all you know to do, only to find yourself back at the beginning, or even further behind. You have asked yourself, what am I missing? Why does it feel like I am pouring water into a bucket with a hole in the bottom? This is not just about money. It is about the energy you have spent, the dreams you have delayed, the hope that has grown thin. It is about the nights you have lain awake, replaying every decision, searching for the moment when things began to unravel. You have felt the ache of unawareness, the pain of not knowing where the leak is, or how to stop it. You have wondered if you are being punished, or if you are simply not enough. The enemy would have you believe that you are alone in this, that your struggle is a sign of failure, that you are destined to lose. But that is not the truth. The truth is, you have been under attack, not because you are weak, but because you are valuable. The ache you feel is not a sign of emptiness, but of abundance that is being targeted. The confusion is not your fault. The anxiety is not your identity. You have felt the loss, but not seen the cause, until now. There is a hidden leak, a subtle drain that has been operating in the shadows, quietly siphoning away your peace, your provision, your sense of security. It is not always obvious. Sometimes it looks like a small compromise, a forgotten subscription, a relationship that takes more than it gives, a habit that slowly erodes your confidence. Sometimes it is a spiritual door left open, an agreement you made in a moment of desperation, a pattern you inherited without knowing. You have been searching for answers, and that search is holy. The ache you feel is not a curse, but a call. It is the signal that something needs to change, that you are ready for a new level of awareness. The pain of unawareness is sharp, but the peace of divine insight is deeper still. Imagine the relief of finally seeing the source of the leak, of understanding what has been hidden, of knowing that you are not powerless to stop it. Imagine the peace that comes when confusion gives way to clarity, when anxiety is replaced by assurance, when you realize that you are not alone in this battle. You are being invited to move from the ache of not knowing to the peace of understanding. The divine does not expose your pain to shame you, but to heal you. You are not being punished, you are being prepared. The ache is real, but it is not the end of your story. There is a way out, a way to close the leak, to restore what has been lost, to step into a season of abundance and security. You have felt the loss, but now you will see the cause. You have wandered in confusion, but now you will walk in wisdom. The ache has named you, but it will not define you. Let your heart rest in this truth: you are seen, you are known, and you are being led into the light. The hidden leak is about to be revealed, and with it, the peace you have been longing for. Stay close, my child, for what comes next will open your eyes and set you free. My child, the time has come to lift the veil. You have carried the ache of not knowing, the weight of confusion, the sting of loss that seemed to have no clear source. But now, in this sacred moment, the light of truth is breaking through. Archangel Michael stands beside you, his presence strong and unwavering, his sword gleaming with the authority of heaven. He has come not to condemn, but to reveal. He has come to open your eyes to what has been hidden in plain sight. You are about to see what you could not see before. The hidden mistake, the silent thief, has been operating in the shadows, quietly draining your resources, your hope, your sense of security. This is not a mistake of carelessness or lack of effort. It is a mistake born of unawareness, a blind spot that has gone unaddressed because you did not know it was there. But now, the blindness is lifting. The light is shining into the dark corners, and what was once invisible is coming into view. The core promise is this: what has been lost can be restored, and what has been hidden can be revealed. You are not doomed to repeat the same cycle. You are not destined to remain in the dark. The divine has chosen this moment to bring you clarity, to show you the root of the leak, to empower you to close the door to loss and open the door to restoration. This is not just about money, it is about your peace, your confidence, your future. The mistake that has cost you so much is about to be exposed, and with it, the power it held over you will be broken. Listen closely, my child. The hidden mistake is not always dramatic. It is often subtle, woven into the fabric of your daily life. It may be a pattern of saying yes when you mean no, giving out of obligation instead of discernment, trusting the wrong voices, or ignoring the quiet nudge of your spirit. It may be a habit of self-neglect, a reluctance to set boundaries, or a fear of disappointing others that leads you to overextend yourself. Sometimes, the mistake is not what you did, but what you allowed: open doors to people, situations, or agreements that slowly drained your strength and your resources. Archangel Michael wants you to see this: the enemy works in the shadows, but heaven works in the light. Where there has been blindness, there will now be sight. Where there has been loss, there will now be restoration. The mistake was hidden because it was familiar, because it wore the mask of normalcy. It may have looked like generosity, like loyalty, like being a good steward. But underneath, it was a slow leak, a silent agreement to give away what was meant to be guarded. You are not being blamed. You are being awakened. The divine does not shame you for what you could not see. Instead, you are being honored with the gift of sight. You are being trusted with the truth, because you are ready to handle it. The mistake was hidden, but now it is revealed. You have been giving away your power, your time, your resources, without discernment. You have been pouring into places that do not pour back, investing in relationships, habits, or commitments that do not honor your value. You have been loyal to what drains you, instead of what sustains you. But now, the light is shining. You are being given the eyes to see, the wisdom to discern, the courage to change. The promise is not just that you will see the mistake, but that you will have the strength to correct it. Restoration is not a distant hope, it is a present invitation. The moment you recognize the hidden mistake, you reclaim your authority. You close the door to loss, and you open the door to blessing. You move from blindness to sight, from loss to restoration, from confusion to clarity. Archangel Michael stands with you, his sword cutting through every lie, every false agreement, every pattern that has kept you bound. He is not here to frighten you, but to free you. The revelation is not a burden, it is a gift. You are being given the chance to start again, to rebuild on a foundation of truth, to protect what is yours with wisdom and strength. The mistake that was hidden is now exposed, and its power is broken. You may feel a mix of relief and regret as you see what you could not see before. That is natural. But do not let regret hold you back. Let it be the fuel that moves you forward. The past is not your prison. The future is open before you, bright with possibility. You are not defined by the mistake, but by your willingness to see and to change. The divine is not interested in your perfection, but in your progress. Every step you take toward awareness is a step toward restoration. You are about to see what was hidden in plain sight. The leak is being revealed, the cycle is being broken, and the blessing is being restored. You are not alone in this. Heaven is on your side. Archangel Michael is fighting for you, clearing the path, lighting the way. The revelation is here, and with it, the power to change everything. So take a deep breath, my child. Let the light in. Let the truth settle in your spirit. You are not blind anymore. You are not lost. You are being led into a new season of clarity, protection, and abundance. The hidden mistake has been exposed, and now, restoration can begin. Stay close, for the next steps will show you how to walk in this new light, how to guard what is yours, and how to move forward with confidence and peace. My child, now that your eyes are opening, you must understand the difference between the trap that seeks to ensnare you and the shield that has always been available to you. There is a counterfeit at work in this world, a dangerous imitation that promises safety but delivers only loss. The trap is subtle, dressed in the familiar, whispering that you must act out of fear, that you must scramble to protect what little you have left. It tells you that you are alone, that you must guard yourself, that the world is against you. This is the voice of anxiety, the shadow that creeps in when you are tired, vulnerable, or uncertain. The trap is not always obvious. Sometimes it looks like an opportunity that comes with strings attached, a relationship that drains your spirit, or a habit that feels comforting but slowly erodes your strength. It may appear as a shortcut, a quick fix, or a compromise that seems harmless in the moment. But beneath the surface, it is a net woven from fear, lack, and self-doubt. The more you listen to its voice, the tighter it pulls. Fear leads to more loss, because fear blinds you to the truth. It makes you reactive, impulsive, and willing to settle for less than you deserve. The trap feeds on your uncertainty, convincing you that you must hold on tightly, even as what you grasp slips away. But you are not defenseless. You have never been left without protection. Even now, as you become aware of the trap, the authentic shield of angelic presence is being raised around you. Archangel Michael stands at your side, his shield radiant with the light of heaven, his presence a fortress that cannot be breached by darkness. This shield is not made of fear, but of faith. It is not built on anxiety, but on discernment. Where the trap demands that you act from panic, the shield invites you to move from peace. Where the counterfeit offers false security, the authentic shield offers true safety. Discernment is your greatest weapon. It is the ability to pause, to listen, to sense the difference between what is urgent and what is important. Discernment is the quiet knowing that rises in your spirit when you are still, the gentle nudge that says, "Wait. Look again. Ask for wisdom." When you move from discernment, you are no longer a victim of circumstance. You become a partner with the divine, able to see through the illusion and recognize the truth. Discernment brings peace, because it aligns you with the flow of heaven's protection. It allows you to say no to what drains you, to walk away from what is counterfeit, and to stand firm in what is real. The shield of protection is not passive. It is active, alive, and responsive to your willingness to trust. When you choose peace over panic, when you listen for the voice of wisdom instead of the voice of fear, you activate the shield. You are surrounded by angels who are ready to intervene, to block what is not meant for you, to guide you away from danger and toward blessing. You are not alone in this battle. Every time you choose discernment, you strengthen the shield. Every time you pause to pray, to reflect, to seek guidance, you reinforce the barrier between you and the trap. You may feel the pull of fear, the urge to react, the temptation to grasp at quick solutions. But remember, the trap is always loud, always urgent, always demanding. The shield is quiet, steady, and sure. The trap says, "You must act now, or you will lose everything." The shield says, "You are safe. You are covered. You can wait for clarity." The trap isolates you, making you believe you are alone in your struggle. The shield connects you to the divine, reminding you that you are seen, known, and fiercely protected. You are not defenseless, my child. You have been given everything you need to stand strong. The counterfeit may be convincing, but it cannot withstand the light of truth. The shield of protection is yours by right, not by merit. It is a gift, a promise, a covering that cannot be taken from you. When you choose discernment over fear, you step out of the trap and into the safety of divine protection. You move from loss to restoration, from anxiety to peace, from isolation to belonging. Let this truth settle in your spirit. You are not at the mercy of unseen forces. You are not destined to be a victim of the trap. You are shielded, guarded, and loved. The more you trust in this protection, the more you will see the evidence of it in your life. The trap loses its power when you refuse to act from fear. The shield grows stronger every time you choose peace. So breathe deeply, my child. Stand tall in the knowledge that you are not defenseless. The shield of Archangel Michael surrounds you, and no counterfeit can break through. You are safe, you are covered, and you are being led into a new season of discernment and divine protection. Stay close, for the signs of this protection will soon become clear, guiding you step by step into greater safety and peace. My child, now that you know the difference between the trap and the shield, it is time to become wise to the signs. Heaven does not leave you without guidance. There are markers along your path, clear signals that reveal when you are drifting toward danger and when you are moving in alignment with divine protection. These signs are not meant to make you anxious, but to empower you. If you feel confusion, pause. If you sense peace, proceed. Let this be your compass as you move forward. First, let us name the 3 clear signs that a hidden mistake is at work, quietly draining your resources and your peace. The first sign is a recurring sense of depletion. You notice that no matter how much you earn, save, or plan, your money seems to vanish without explanation. It is as if there is a hole in your pocket, and you cannot find where the loss is happening. This is not just a financial pattern, but a spiritual one, a sign that something unseen is siphoning your abundance. The second sign is a pattern of small compromises. You find yourself saying yes when you mean no, agreeing to things that do not serve your highest good, or allowing others to set the terms of your giving. These small choices add up, creating a slow leak that is easy to overlook. You may justify them as kindness or necessity, but deep down, you feel a quiet discomfort, a sense that you are betraying your own boundaries. The third sign is a persistent feeling of confusion or fogginess around your finances. You avoid looking at your accounts, delay making decisions, or feel overwhelmed by the details. This confusion is not accidental, it is a symptom of the hidden mistake. When you are in alignment, clarity comes easily. When you are out of alignment, confusion clouds your vision. If you notice yourself shrinking from the truth, it is time to pause and ask for insight. Now, let us turn to the red flags, the warning signals that the trap is near. The first red flag is urgency that feels pressured, not peaceful. When an opportunity, request, or decision comes with a sense of panic or rush, it is often a sign that the trap is being set. The divine does not pressure you into haste. True guidance brings a sense of calm, even when action is needed. If you feel your heart racing, your mind spinning, or your spirit tightening, step back. The trap thrives on urgency, the shield is found in stillness. The second red flag is secrecy or avoidance. If you find yourself hiding details, avoiding conversations, or feeling ashamed to ask for help, the trap may be at work. The enemy loves to operate in the dark, convincing you that you must handle everything alone. But the light of truth brings freedom. If you notice secrecy creeping in, bring it into the open. Ask for wisdom, seek counsel, and do not be afraid to face what is hidden. A third red flag, if it appears, is the presence of relationships or commitments that consistently drain you without return. If you notice that certain people, projects, or habits always leave you feeling empty, anxious, or resentful, pay attention. The trap often uses familiar faces or routines to keep you stuck. You are called to love, but not to be depleted. If peace is absent and exhaustion is constant, it is time to reevaluate. Let these signs and red flags be your checklist, your guide as you move forward. You are not being asked to live in suspicion, but in discernment. The difference is simple: suspicion breeds fear, but discernment brings peace. If you feel confusion, pause. If you sense peace, proceed. The divine will never lead you by anxiety, but always by assurance. When you notice the signs of depletion, compromise, or confusion, do not ignore them. They are invitations to pause, to pray, to seek clarity. When you encounter urgency, secrecy, or draining relationships, do not rush to fix or please. Instead, step back and ask, is this the trap, or is this the shield? Trust that you will know the difference. The more you practice this awareness, the stronger your discernment will become. You are not alone in this process. Archangel Michael and the angels are guiding you, whispering wisdom, shining light on every hidden place. Remember, my child, you are being equipped, not accused. These signs are not judgments, but gifts. They are the language of heaven, teaching you how to walk in safety and abundance. If you feel confusion, pause. If you sense peace, proceed. Let this rhythm guide you, and you will find yourself moving out of the reach of the trap and into the shelter of divine protection. Stay close, for soon you will see these signs confirmed in your own life, and the path ahead will become clear. There was once a woman who worked tirelessly, always striving to provide for her family and keep her home in order. She was generous, quick to help others, and often put her own needs last. Month after month, she watched her bank account dwindle, never understanding why her efforts seemed to vanish like water poured onto dry ground. She told herself it was just a difficult season, that things would turn around if she worked a little harder or gave a little more. But the harder she tried, the more exhausted she became, and the emptier her hands felt. She began to notice small things slipping through the cracks, a forgotten bill here, an unexpected expense there. She ignored the uneasy feeling in her spirit, brushing it aside as worry. When friends or family asked if she needed help, she smiled and said she was fine, not wanting to burden anyone or admit her struggle. She kept giving, kept saying yes, even when her heart whispered no. The unseen drain continued, quietly pulling away her peace, her energy, and her hope. One night, as she sat alone at her kitchen table, the weight of it all pressed down on her. She felt the ache of loss, the confusion of not knowing where things had gone wrong. In that quiet moment, she finally allowed herself to listen to the gentle nudge she had ignored for so long. She realized she had been pouring herself out without discernment, giving to everyone but herself, and allowing fear to guide her choices. The cost of delay was clear. Her resources were depleted, her spirit weary, her dreams postponed. But as she sat in stillness, something shifted. She remembered a promise she had once heard, that she was not alone, that she was protected, that wisdom was available if she would only ask. She closed her eyes and whispered a simple prayer for clarity. In that moment, a sense of peace washed over her, and she saw with new eyes the places where she had been leaking energy and money. She recognized the patterns, the small compromises, the relationships that drained her. Awareness dawned, and with it came hope. The blessing of awareness was gentle but powerful. She began to set boundaries, to say no when she needed to ask for help without shame. She started to track her spending, to honor her own needs, to listen for the voice of peace instead of the voice of fear. Slowly, her resources stabilized, her energy returned, and her hope was restored. The unseen drain lost its power, replaced by the steady flow of wisdom and protection. The cost of delay had been real, but the blessing of awareness was greater still. She learned that it is never too late to wake up, to see with new eyes, to choose a different path. And as she walked forward, she carried with her the quiet confidence that she was no longer alone, no longer blind, and no longer at the mercy of what she could not see. My child, now that you have seen the cost of delay and the blessing of awareness, you are being invited into a new way of living, one that is not passive, but empowered. The divine does not simply warn, the divine equips. You are not left to face the unseen drain alone. You are being given tools, wisdom, and guidance to close the leak and restore what was lost. This is your moment to move from waiting for rescue to partnering with heaven in your own protection. The first step is to set boundaries. Boundaries are not walls to keep love out, but gates to guard what is precious. Begin by asking yourself, where have I been saying yes when I needed to say no? Where have I allowed others to take more than I can give? Boundaries are acts of love, for yourself and for those around you. They teach others how to honor your time, your energy, and your resources. When you set a boundary, you are not being selfish, you are being wise. You are choosing to protect the wellspring of your life so that you can give from a place of strength, not depletion. The second step is to journal your journey. Take time each day to write down what you notice, patterns, feelings, moments of peace, and moments of discomfort. Journaling is a sacred act of self-reflection. It helps you see the invisible threads that connect your choices to your outcomes. As you write, ask yourself, where do I feel most drained? Where do I feel most alive? What decisions bring me peace, and which ones bring confusion? Over time, your journal will become a map, revealing the places where leaks have occurred and the paths that lead to restoration. The third step is to adopt a posture of prayer. Prayer is not just a request for help, it is a conversation with the divine, a way to align your heart with heaven's wisdom. Find a quiet space, breathe deeply, and invite Archangel Michael and the angels to surround you. Ask for clarity, for courage, for discernment. Let your prayers be honest. Bring your fears, your hopes, your questions. As you pray, listen for the gentle answers that rise within you. Sometimes, the answer will be a sense of peace. Other times, it will be a clear direction or a sudden insight. Trust that you are being heard, and that guidance will come. The fourth step is to seek wise counsel. You are not meant to walk this path alone. There is strength in community, in sharing your journey with those who are trustworthy and wise. Reach out to a mentor, a friend, or a spiritual advisor who can offer perspective and support. Sometimes, another's eyes can see what you have missed. Do not be afraid to ask for help, to share your struggles, to invite others to pray with you and for you. Wise counsel is a gift, a reminder that you are surrounded by love and wisdom on every side. As you take these steps, notice the contrast between passivity and empowered action. Passivity waits for change to happen. Empowered action partners with the divine to create change. Passivity allows the leak to continue. Empowered action closes the leak and restores what was lost. You are not helpless. Every boundary you set, every word you write, every prayer you offer, every conversation you have, these are acts of alignment. They are declarations that you are no longer willing to live at the mercy of what you cannot see. You are being equipped, my child. The tools are simple, but their power is great. Boundaries protect your heart and your resources. Journaling reveals the truth and tracks your progress. Prayer connects you to the source of all wisdom and strength. Wise counsel surrounds you with support and insight. As you practice these steps, you will feel the shift within you, a growing sense of confidence, clarity, and peace. Remember, you are not alone in this preparation. Archangel Michael stands with you, guiding your hand, strengthening your resolve, and covering you with protection. The divine is not distant, the divine is near, ready to help you close every door to loss and open every window to blessing. You are being prepared for restoration, for abundance, for a new season of safety and provision. Let this be your declaration: I am not passive. I am empowered. I am aligning with protection, closing every leak, and restoring what was lost. As you move forward, trust that every small step matters. The journey of restoration is made one choice at a time. Stay close, for the next story will show you the power of discernment and the breakthrough that awaits when you walk in wisdom. There was a woman who, for years, felt the slow ache of loss. She watched her finances dwindle, her dreams grow distant, and her heart grow weary. She often felt alone, convinced that no one could understand the silent battles she fought. Despair became her quiet companion, whispering that nothing would ever change. But one day, a message reached her, a gentle warning, a call to open her eyes and listen for the voice of wisdom. Something in her spirit stirred, and for the first time, she allowed herself to hope that things could be different. Instead of ignoring the signs, she chose to pause and reflect. She began to notice the patterns that had kept her stuck, the people who always asked but never gave, the habits that drained her energy, the moments when she said yes out of fear instead of faith. She started to set boundaries, to journal her thoughts, to pray for guidance. She reached out to a trusted friend, sharing her struggles and inviting support. The act of speaking her truth broke the power of isolation, and she discovered she was not as alone as she had believed. As she made these small but powerful shifts, something remarkable happened. The confusion that once clouded her mind began to lift. She found clarity in her decisions, peace in her heart, and a new sense of belonging in her relationships. Opportunities that once seemed out of reach began to open. Her finances stabilized, her energy returned, and her hope was restored. The breakthrough did not come all at once, but with each step of discernment, she moved further from despair and closer to the life she was meant to live. She learned that hope is not a distant dream, but a choice made in the present. She discovered that belonging is found not in pleasing everyone, but in honoring her own worth and inviting others to walk with her. The turnaround was not just in her circumstances, but in her spirit. She became a living testimony that when you heed the warning, make the shift, and walk in wisdom, breakthrough is not only possible, it is promised. My child, before you take another step, let us pause together in this sacred moment. The world around you may be filled with noise, demands, and distractions, but here, you are invited into a place of stillness. This is where chaos gives way to calm, where fear is replaced by faith, and where your spirit can hear the gentle voice of truth. Take a deep breath in, slowly and fully, and let it out with intention. Feel the tension begin to melt from your shoulders, the weight of worry lifting as you settle into the present. With each breath, imagine the light of divine protection surrounding you. See Archangel Michael standing near, his shield raised, his presence strong and reassuring. You are not alone. You are not exposed to the storm. In this stillness, you are safe, covered, and seen. Let your mind grow quiet, your heart open, and your spirit receptive to the peace that is being offered to you now. As you rest in this calm, let us speak together a series of declarations, words that carry power, words that shift the atmosphere around you and within you. Repeat them softly, or in your heart, as you breathe in peace and breathe out fear. Let each declaration be a seed planted in the soil of your soul, ready to grow into new strength and clarity. I see clearly. No longer am I blinded by confusion or hidden mistakes. My eyes are open to the truth, and I recognize every place where loss once entered. I am awake, aware, and aligned with wisdom. I am protected. I do not walk alone or unguarded. The shield of Archangel Michael surrounds me, and the angels stand watch over my life. I am covered by divine presence, and nothing can reach me without passing through the hands of heaven. I close every door to loss. I refuse to allow old patterns, draining relationships, or hidden agreements to steal from me any longer. I set boundaries with love and courage. I reclaim what is mine and guard it with discernment. I choose peace over panic. When chaos calls, I answer with stillness. When fear rises, I respond with faith. I trust that guidance will come, that wisdom will lead me, and that I am safe to wait for clarity. I am restored. What was lost is being returned. What was broken is being healed. I walk forward with hope, knowing that my story is not one of defeat, but of victory and renewal. Let these words settle deep within you. Feel the shift as you move from chaos to calm, from fear to faith, from uncertainty to assurance. The declarations you have spoken are not empty, they are invitations for heaven to move on your behalf. Each time you return to this place of stillness, you strengthen your spirit and reinforce the shield of protection around your life. Stay here for a moment longer, breathing in peace, breathing out tension. Let gratitude fill your heart for the guidance you have received and the protection that surrounds you. When you are ready, carry this stillness with you into the next steps of your journey, knowing that you are never alone, never unprotected, and always guided by the light of divine wisdom. My child, you have come this far not by accident, but by divine invitation. This message was not meant to be heard in silence and then forgotten. You are being called to respond, to step out of passivity and into participation. The difference between staying stuck and moving forward is often found in a single act of engagement, a choice to say, "I choose to see." If these words have stirred something within you, let your voice be heard. Write, "I choose to see," in the comments below as a declaration that you are ready to walk in clarity, not confusion. Your words are not just for you, they are a signal to heaven and a sign to others that you are awake, aware, and willing to receive more. When you speak, you break the power of silence. When you engage, you invite blessing and connection into your life. Do not let this moment pass you by. Subscribe now so you do not miss what comes next. There is more to be revealed, more wisdom, more protection, more steps to restoration. This journey is not finished, it is only beginning. By subscribing, you are choosing to stay close to the source of guidance, to remain in the flow of divine insight, and to walk with others who are on the same path. Remember, passivity leaves you vulnerable to the same old patterns, but participation opens the door to breakthrough. When you comment, when you subscribe, when you share your heart, you are taking a step of faith. You are saying, "I will not remain silent. I will not stay hidden. I choose to see, and I choose to be seen." There is a community forming here, a gathering of those who are ready to move from confusion to clarity, from loss to restoration, from isolation to belonging. Your response matters. Your engagement is a seed that will bear fruit in your life and in the lives of others. So, my child, let your voice be heard. Comment, "I choose to see," subscribe for the next part, and stay expectant. There is more to be revealed, and you are meant to receive it. The journey continues, and you are not alone. My child, as this sacred message draws to a close, let the words spoken here settle deep into your spirit. You have journeyed from confusion to clarity, from the ache of unseen loss to the hope of restoration. You have faced the truth of the hidden trap, and you have chosen to open your eyes. Now, in this holy moment, receive the blessing that has been prepared for you since the beginning. Archangel Michael stands before you, radiant and strong, his sword lowered in peace, his shield lifted high. He speaks not with thunder, but with a voice that calms every storm within you. Beloved one, you are no longer blind to the trap. The darkness that once hid the source of your loss has been pierced by the light of truth. You are shielded, you are restored, and you are covered by a protection that cannot be broken. Feel the gentle weight of this blessing as it rests upon your shoulders. Where there was once fear, let there now be peace. Where there was anxiety, let there now be assurance. Where you once felt alone, know that you are surrounded by the presence of angels, by the love of the divine, and by the prayers of those who walk this path with you. You are not abandoned. You are not forgotten. You are not at the mercy of unseen forces. The shield of Archangel Michael is your covering, and the wisdom you have received is your guide. Let the contrast be clear in your heart. You are no longer wandering in the fog of confusion, but walking in the light of discernment. The trap that once threatened to drain you has lost its power. You have learned to recognize the signs, to heed the warnings, to set boundaries, and to seek wise counsel. You have chosen peace over panic, faith over fear, and action over passivity. This is not just a change in your circumstances, it is a transformation in your spirit. As you move forward, carry this blessing with you. Let it be a shield that goes before you, a light that guides your steps, and a comfort that steadies your heart. When old patterns try to return, remember, you are not the same as you once were. You have seen the truth, and the truth has set you free. You are empowered to close every door to loss and to open every window to blessing. Restoration is not a distant hope, it is a present reality, unfolding in your life even now. If doubt tries to creep in, recall the words spoken over you. You are shielded and restored. Let this be your anchor in every storm, your song in every night, your confidence in every decision. The covering of Archangel Michael is not a fleeting promise, but a lasting covenant. You are safe, you are seen, and you are loved beyond measure. Let peace settle over you like a gentle rain, washing away every trace of fear and uncertainty. Let expectancy rise within you, a quiet knowing that good things are on their way. The divine delights in your restoration, and heaven rejoices over your courage to see, to act, and to believe. You are not walking into the unknown alone, you are being led, step by step, by a hand that never lets go. As you integrate all that you have received, take a moment to breathe deeply and give thanks. Gratitude is the key that unlocks even greater blessing. Thank the angels who have watched over you, thank the wisdom that has guided you, and thank yourself for choosing to listen, to learn, and to grow. You are part of a story much greater than you can imagine, a story of redemption, protection, and divine favor. Go now in peace, my child. Walk forward with your head held high, your heart open, and your spirit expectant. The journey does not end here, it continues with every choice you make, every boundary you set, every prayer you whisper. You are no longer blind to the trap. You are shielded and restored. May the blessing of Archangel Michael go with you, guarding your steps, lighting your path, and filling your days with the peace that surpasses all understanding. You are covered. You are chosen. You are free.